It's warmer today, but they're warning us where there may be more snow coming in the weekend. I guess we'll see. And with that in mind, what did I read today? There seemed to be a theme of, I guess, various places trying to take down drones or not wanting drones. I thought this one was kind of interesting first around here, as there's an event happening and they're making it very clear there has been no permits or anything issued for people to use drones, and if they do see drones, the RCMP are authorized, I guess, to take it down. This one here says no drone activity permitted in the Whistler Village airspace during the Invictus Games. That's kind of interesting in that sense, where they're warning people, saying they will take it down if they see one. It says, please be advised there will be no drone activity in the Whistler Village airspace during the Invictus Games. Flying a drone within the boundaries of the resort municipality of Whistler requires a permit, and permits have not been issued for the duration of the 2025 Vancouver Whistler Invictus Games for security reasons. Whistler RCMP have instructions to mechanically intervene to bring down drones from Friday, February 7th through Friday, February 14th. This applies to everyone: media, athletes, visitors, locals, spectators, and all other members of the public. Thank you for the adherence to this important protective measure and for coming to watch the games. We're happy to welcome the world to Whistler. That is usually a thing there, where you'll need permits and stuff to use things like a drone, but it makes you wonder, why is it that harsh in terms of security, like not even media and so forth? Either way, it's kind of interesting, just that fact that they say they could take it down mechanically and all that. Although when it comes to the RCMP, I guess a lot of people here, as they would know, it might be good that they're not flying the drones in this case, huh? And with that thought, it just sounds like, again, there was so much news around taking drones down in various ways. How about this one here, where people are, I guess, inventing ways to do so? It says here, Israeli defense industry presents new drone interception technologies during trial run. 9 companies have been participating in the trial, where 20 different drone interception technologies were showcased. Caliber.az reports, citing Israeli media. Among the companies involved were Israeli defense manufacturing giant Rafael, well known for the development of the country's Iron Dome short-range missile defense systems, as well as Elbit, Israel Aerospace Industries, Aerobotics, Roboticon, X10 General Robotics, Smart Shooter, and Tamar. In the course of the trial, defense giant Rafael showcased an armored vehicle equipped with a radar, laser, and a 30mm cannon, designed primarily to protect IDF ground forces and military bases. Its range is relatively limited, but addresses the growing threat of drone attacks on soldiers. So obviously this is meant more for a war and so forth. I doubt you would see stuff like this around like that Whistler event as an example. It says the Raider, an interceptor drone designed for various airborne threats, integrates with existing detection systems and launches autonomously from a docking station. With a range of up to 5 kilometers, it relies on an optical targeting system for final guidance. At 10 meters from target, it deploys a large synthetic fiber net to disrupt the drone's flight, causing it to crash or land. That's actually one of the first things I've read before in terms of anti-drone measures, where they use other drones or whatever to fire nets just to catch them. I would imagine that would be the potentially safest thing to do. Let's just say, like in that event in the previous story, you wouldn't want drones flying everywhere with parts exploding with a bunch of crowd and so forth. I guess that's expected. With more people using them, people will try to find more ways to take them down as well, huh? And again, with that theme of taking drones down and so forth, how about this one though? It's kind of interesting, with that thought on how some people use things like GPS jammers, where it will not just affect the drone itself, it should theoretically affect everything else, I guess, around it. And it says, North Korean GPS jamming blamed for crash of South Korean military drone. North Korea's GPS jamming was responsible for a South Korean military surveillance drone's crash in November last year, according to local media reports Friday. An incident that one expert told NK News signals Pyongyang has made significant strides in its electronic warfare technology. However, Seoul's defense ministry insisted the drones are operating normally and reconnaissance capabilities remain unaffected. The military's Heron unmanned aerial vehicle crashed in Yangju, north of Seoul, on November 2, 2024, South Korea media reported Friday, citing military sources just days after North Korea conducted an intercontinental ballistic missile test ahead of the US presidential election. The drone was also flying at an altitude of 600 meters when it encountered GPS interference originating from Kaipeng in North Korea's Hwanghae Province. According to local media reports, approximately 35 miles from the crash site, the jamming reportedly caused the drone systems to misread its altitude as less than 2 miles, leading to a collision with the ground during landing. I guess with that said too, there are a lot more companies trying to use more than just GPS for the drone's navigation system, and I would imagine this stuff would become useless afterwards in terms of jamming techniques. There are those other ones too, if you guys remember, where they're using tether drones, although those are obviously limited in terms of where they could go physically. Yeah. No problem. All right, see you guys later.